good morning or good day depending where you are on the planet, and welcome to another technical analysis video by CM Trading. Now today, as you can see, yesterday we had this euro dollar up move, and in fact euro dollar was in our up trade idea yesterday if it broke above the 11.75 area, which was just here. Okay, and we did say if it breaks above here, this has room to go. As you can see, it went up, came to our first target was 11.90, and it went just above that to 12, and then popped back to that same level of resistance that it had broken, and then as you can see just took off. And we had targets up to 12.20 yesterday, which is just around here. So if you were following those trade ideas with your trading specialist department, then you would have been seeing those happening, seeing these trades happen live, because you would have been watching them. So what to do now is another question. This is the 1 hour chart. Now as you can see, the 1 hour chart is still in an upwards trend, and there is still room for this currency pair to go slightly higher to touch this upper channel border here, which is around 12.57. If we take a look at our detailed chart, let's take a look at our weekly. This is our weekly. As you can see, we have that 12.57 target there on the weekly chart, and that's the first target that the market might get up to, and you might even push it slightly higher. We'll see how that eventuates. Let's take a look at the daily here, and as you can see on the daily chart, we had drawn our resistance before, and they're just getting a bit of sell reaction now on that daily daily trend line that we drew before. Let's just get rid of these lines here. Now as you can see, let's also get rid of this, make our chart clean, let's save ourselves. This is the daily chart, alright? So as you can see here, we have room to go all the way up here still, but that might be a bit too far out. So what we're going to do, let's just not do that. So what we're going to do is this, probably have euro dollar come around here, this 12.90 area. Okay, so that 12.90 area is not a bad spot to sell. As you can see on the daily, we have a wedge, and this wedge just from there might pop down, up, and then bang down again. So that might be a scenario that we'd be looking at. Definitely we'll be looking to short the euro dollar as it raises its head up, and that 12.90 area here is not such a bad level either. So we'll see how that eventuates. Now tomorrow we have the FOMC, therefore we need to take that into consideration, take note of that, and we'll see how the outcome of that comes as well. Now let's take a look at the pound dollar. Here is the pound dollar. As you can see, the pound dollar is trending within those lines that we drew before. There's a downwards channel. Now the market with the pound dollar is, if it goes sideways or slightly up, we'll be looking to short this. As you know, we have targets on the pound from before, and let's see how that's coming out here. Now this is the pound dollar daily chart. So what we'd like to do is, let's take a look at the 4 hour so we can have some more detail, is as it raises its head up, we want to look for shorts, and the intraday level for that is today, that is, would be around the 29.70 80 region. So if it does get up there, it's going to have some kind of a resistance in that area, 29.70 80 area, and your stop loss needs to be definitely above 1.3015, so that it has some room in case it gets a bit choppy up there. But as you can see, the market is not taking that price up so much, it's just messing around within this range. So if it does go up there, that's a good opportunity to short it down, because we still have targets for the pound dollar. As you can see, the pound dollar can come down a fair bit, so we'd like to evaluate where to sell rather than where to buy on this currency pair, when that has had a fair bit of a drop, as you can see, due to the Brexit due to some good news coming from the US that affected the pound, not to mention the interest rate decision that also brought the pound down. So we're going to have to look for some places to sell, and the area that I just mentioned looks like the spot. Now let's take a look at the dollar franc, and the dollar franc here on our 4-hour chart is there. Now as you can see, we're coming towards this double bottom over here. Alright, so this is definitely going to be a supporting area here, 96.30. Okay, and that's a nice support. Let's just tighten this chart up a little bit because I want to take you down here as well. So this currency pair still has a bit of room to push down if it breaks down here. So it's 96.32 here, 95.20 here. So the first bounce off is going to be here because that's a considerable bounce. So the market pops its head down and then starts going up is not a bad thing. And then they might push it back down again to buy from here. So that's the kind of trick that the market might do. So you need to be aware of that. And on our detailed chart, we need to clarify what we can do with that. Always you can see dollar franc taking a big fall, and that's fine because the market has levels where it wants to get to. It's not just going to buy at any old level, so they want to come and buy at a good level, and that on the 4-hour chart, as you can see, a nice support there is going to be 96.46 area. So this already is a good level to buy the dollar franc. Okay, so there we go. We should get a good bounce from there towards this red line that we have. So buying from here and following it up 25-30 points until the market might just short it again. So just be mindful that, you know, don't be buying and holding it forever and ever. Make sure you cover yourself a little bit with some tight profit, and then in case the market pushes it back down to that lower level there, let's just see that lower level, okay, down to here, 95.80, okay, and 95.20 regions, as you can see, 80 and 20 regions there. So we can also buy again there. Okay, so the market does have room to come down, so don't rush. How to buy from a position like this is to buy with a smaller lot size. So you buy with a smaller lot size here, and you take some profit, and then move your stop loss forward and just follow that trade through. If the market kind of returns and comes back down here, you do the same here again, and if you get stopped out on the remaining position of what you left open, you wouldn't have made a loss because you put your stop loss forward and you had taken some partial profit. So that's one way to go about it. Let's take a look at the dollar yen, and the dollar yen is the daily. Now yesterday we drew these lines and I said if it does break down, this has room to go down, okay, and this is the daily chart. So let's take a look at our 4-hour chart and see where we go with this. Now here, as you can see, we had a descending triangle here, and the market broke that down. Let's just do that. And once it breaks it down, obviously it's going to go down further. So the dollar yen has got a bit more room to come down towards what level is a question. Well, let's take a look at our detailed chart and see where that's heading. Now this is the dollar yen weekly. As you see, right, see the dollar yen coming really down further towards 96.50, but that's on the weekly. On the daily, target looks like a bit closer, 99.70, 99.20. So has a bit of room to come down to reach this double bottom area here, and that's the spot we should be endeavoring to buy at. On our 4-hour chart, 99.20 is there. So the market has room to come down. So just be mindful that this is a good spot to buy. That's for sure, this 100 level, and the 99.20 is a good level to buy. So I think that, you know, as traders we can buy on both of those levels and see how the market eventuates, because I think the market's coming down in that direction. Now let's take a look at gold finally, and we'll see how that goes. Here's our gold chart. As you can see, the market's still in this range here, up and down, and I did mention this is a choppy area and it will remain choppy, and I said if you're trading gold, just be mindful that this is not the best place to trade in this zone, because there's a top, as you can see on the screen here, there's a top of the chart, there's a bottom here, the market is going sideways, and in between that sideways market is the worst place to be. So just be mindful that if you're going to buy or sell, you need to trade on the lines there, okay? And see how that goes. If we take a look at gold, a bit more detailed, as you can see we have a bit more room to go up today on our 4-hour chart, possibly coming up to 1,355 today, or even 1,359. We'll see how that goes. But on our daily, just keep that 1,355 on your radar screen, because the market might definitely be looking to start selling from there. Let's draw a few more lines technically to see where the market can go to, and this is not a bad spot for tomorrow, which is 1,361. So if we take a look at that, that's one line, that's tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday. So Wednesday, Thursday, this area sounds like a good spot to sell if the market gets up there. I'm probably thinking it'll go up there. Just get rid of this line here. I'm probably thinking it'll get up there, and then we can follow that trade down from there. So I'm bullish on the gold until Wednesday, Thursday, and we see how that ends up happening. Okay. And now finally, let's take a look at the dollar ZAR. Okay, and see where we're at with that. Dollar ZAR, as you can see, I mentioned yesterday, the price was at the channel top here. So yes, this expectation of the market coming down is pretty logical. As you can see, the market's just following the trend, and that's fine. That's what we were expecting yesterday. On top of that, if you look at that weekly chart that we have on our detailed chart, the market is at a nice spot, but just has this little bit more to go towards this 13,1297 area. So that is the area that I'm expecting the market to find support. So that's good for any trader in South Africa, because you'll be able to buy more dollars with your ZAR, and so the market's got still a bit of potential to come down to about 13,1297 areas, as I did mention. So this chart that we had done before, and I still have that line here, as you can see, it's 12.95. Let's make that 13. Let's make it a round number. So the market still has room to come down to this 13 level here. Hope that helps, guys. And don't forget to join us on Friday on our live stream. Have a great day trading.